My stepdaughter destroyed my wedding and called me a fat old cow. Now she's hated by her own father. Alan and I have been dating for about 3 years and engaged for a year, with our wedding date being in a week. He told me on our first date he was a package deal. His daughter Rose is his whole world. I was perfectly okay with it, and we started hanging out together. Alan's ex, Carrie, is still in the picture, as she and Alan are co-parenting. Carrie doesn't like me one bit. Alan told me that he and Carrie had been high school college sweethearts, and she had always hoped he'd return to her. But Alan also confided in me that Carrie wasn't a great partner. She adores Rose, but she treated Alan badly during their entire relationship. You name it, she did it. Emotional abuse, gaslighting, financial abuse, belittling, etc. He finally got the courage to walk away from her when he discovered she was having an affair. Rose was maybe 6 when Alan learned about the affair. Unfortunately, the court still granted Carrie 50-50 custody despite the amount of evidence against her. Rose and I have had a strained relationship. I understand it. Having grown up in a divorced home where both parents remarried, she's a preteen and has conflicted thoughts about her dad marrying a new woman instead of returning to her mother. But she's been arrogant and nasty to me. She makes cutting comments and will respond with, "You're not my mother," when I ask her to stop. Alan has tried to set down ground rules, but she flippantly tells him, "Marie's not going to last." I put up with it because I love Alan, and sometimes Rose behaves herself. Seriously, she's not a horrible kid. She gets good grades in school, is in the youth symphony, and takes dance classes. She's really popular, bubbly, and friendly when she isn't being mean to me. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. Alan and I have talked about it constantly and have even involved Carrie, but Carrie just brushes it off, telling me to mind my own beeswax. We have tried therapy, grounding, and everything else, but nothing works. That brings us to tonight. A couple of weeks ago, alterations on my wedding dress were finished. I was excited. My late grandma made her wedding dress after seeing photos of Grace Kelly, and many women in our family have worn it to their weddings or have had their dresses designed after it. As I'm taller than my grandma, I had mine made. It's special to me. I have the dress saved in my closet, tucked in a garment bag. Alan and I don't live together. However, my apartment is close to one of Rose's friends, so we have an arrangement that Alan will have custody on some days. Rose will hang out at her friend's house and then come for dinner with Alan and me. After we watch a movie or play Nintendo Switch, Alan will take Rose to his place. Today was one of those days. Alan was running late from work and called to let me know. Rose arrived and everything was normal. I stepped into the kitchen to finish preparing dinner, leaving Rose alone. If I had any inkling of what would happen, I would have done something different. Dinner was ready, and I went to get Rose. I passed my bedroom door, and something about how the sliding closet door was positioned made me want to check. My dress was cut to pieces with a pair of scissors and covered with glitter paint. My veil is torn to shreds. It's completely ruined. I broke down crying. I was too upset even to be angry. Alan arrived and found me in a mess. He was beyond furious and confronted Rose about it. Rose admitted it with a shrug of her shoulders and said, "What's the point? She's just a fat old cow anyway." Alan confiscated her cell phone and immediately called Carrie to discuss the punishment. I don't know how or why, but this straw breaks the camel's back. I have gone through so much with Rose. I've tried to be caring and compassionate, and this is my reward. Now that my sadness has faded, it's been replaced with boiling anger. I'm tempted to call off the wedding and leave Alan to deal with his brat of a daughter. This wasn't an accident. This was on purpose. But then I remember that Rose is part of Alan's life. I love Alan, but I don't know if I can keep taking it. What do I do now? Update. After the incident with my wedding dress, I sat down with Alan and told him how I felt. I couldn't shake off the anger and hurt from what Rose did. I told Alan that I didn't want Rose at our wedding. I just couldn't imagine standing there, saying my vows, knowing the person who had deliberately tried to sabotage such a special moment was there. But Alan refused. He said Rose was his daughter, and not having her at the wedding was out of the question. I get that she's his world, but what about me? Am I supposed just to keep enduring this? We had a huge fight. Alan insisted that we could work through it, that Rose would come around eventually, but I was done. I couldn't see a future where I kept tolerating this behavior. So I told him I wanted to break up. The look on his face was heartbreaking. He started crying, begging me to reconsider, but I couldn't. I love him, but I can't live like this. Rose's actions were the last straw, and I just can't go into a marriage where I'm constantly disrespected and undermined by my stepdaughter. I blocked both Rose and Carrie on all my social media and phone. I can't deal with any more drama from them. Alan has been trying to reach out, still begging me to change my mind, but I've made my decision. I've heard through mutual friends that he's giving Rose the cold shoulder now, and I hate that it's come to this, but I need to think about my peace of mind. I can't live in a marriage where I'm expected to endure this behavior. I wish things had turned out differently, but I know this is what I need to do for myself.